All right, guys, we're gonna start theory crafting for the brand new set, Wisdom of Sea and Sky. But before we get started, I really want to know in the comments right now, Team Ho-Oh, Team Lugia, which one are you picking? Which pack are you gonna open first? Personally, I'm going Ho-Oh, but I think it really depends on where our boy Umbreon EX is going to be residing. Because if this guy's in the Lugia pack, I think we're all picking Lugia. I'm just being honest here, okay? Why you gotta cue the YouTube voice? This is just my regular voice, guys. Speaking of which, chat is roasting me right now because they love my voice. These are the cards that have been revealed, and now what I wanted to do is really talk about some spicy strategies that I am super excited about. Real quick, let me see. Oh, is that what you're talking about? Umbreon Arceus Crobat. Well, I guess we can just start there. Brought to you by Frost himself. Umbreon EX could be pretty neat with Arceus and Crobat. I feel like the Crobat might not be as great. It's a good idea, but the Crobat only deals damage to the active spot, so it doesn't feel like it synergizes with the Dark Chase ability that brings a damaged Pokemon from the bench. Personally, I think it's something more like Greninja would benefit from this. I foresee Greninja, Giratina, Umbreon EX as a very toxic controlling deck with things with your Cyruses if you need them. Potentially not. Now you have space to remove the Cyrus for something else, like I don't even know what you put in that situation. Maybe the new Lyra card, which we all got wrong. Lyra does not shuffle your Pokemon back into your deck. Instead, you can switch your active Pokemon that has damage on it with one of your benched Pokemon. This is still a very, very, very strong card, because what it effectively does is it gives everybody Celesteela, and all of their damaged active Pokemon are now considered Ultra Beasts. So when you look at it like that, it's pretty fire, actually. I think it's really good. In fact, earlier we were discussing a couple combos with this, and this could combo with the Espeon EX. For example, if your active Pokemon takes damage, you can Lyra them, retreat them to the bench, bring the Espeon EX, and then you could use this ability to heal 30 onto that Pokemon, retreat for 1 energy, go right back into that Pokemon, which isn't Lyra, it's something else, and then swing. However, you guys also mentioned you could just use Nurse Joy, right? Like, it does the same thing, but the combo string, the flex is insane, right? So I think Lyra is pretty good because it gives everybody an option. Have, yeah, almost like a better Leaf, a Celesteela in their deck. Silver, though, I think is so good. Some people are roasting in chat saying this is like a worse looker or something. I don't know who would say that. Blasphemy. Your opponent reveals their hand, choose a supporter card you find there and shuffle it back into your hand. That's fire, dude. Especially if the next turn I lose to something like a Cyrus, Sabrina, a red. I could use this, send it back to their deck, and now they got a top deck. Bro, they gotta hit that top deck right there. And if they don't top deck, like yours truly, we just win the whole game. So I think Silver's pretty good. I think Silver is pretty good. Moving on to the Pokemon that I am most excited about, and you guys probably might not agree with me, but it's Pichu. It's 100 bajillion times Pichu, because Pichu literally makes Dragonite EX solo water energy decks super viable. However, you need to start with this guy. So that's kind of the problem there, right? If you don't start with Pichu, you're almost guaranteeing that your opponent's going to get a free point once you generate enough energy for your Dragonite. So I guess it does run into the issue of like, can you draw this in your opening hand? Same reason I don't like Zera. No, you're right. That's why I literally stopped myself. But let's say in a perfect world, you open with Pichu every time. Going first or even going second, you just wipe the board with your Dragonite EX and your opponent just can't do anything. I'm so excited for this card. I'm excited to see what else we can do. I mean, you could run this with the Pikachu EX from Shining Revelry, right? Like, there's so many options. Pachirisu, like, a lot of Pokemon have gotten buffs just from this singular Pichu, and I'm a huge fan of that. Cleffa's pretty cool too. I mean, this is a Shiinotic, but as a basic, and it retreats for free, but it is a baby that can get one tapped if you breathe on it. So that is something to be mindful of. All right, video's live. Let's keep going. What else is here? The Gyarados. I don't know how advantageous it is to discard. I mean, we have Fishing Net, which brings back the water Pokemon. We have Old Lady, but maybe there's another card in the game that says, depending on how many discarded water Pokemon, this attack does X amount. And that could synergize with Gyarados, right? I'm trying to think. Maybe it's like Kingdra or something. Other cards. Someone brought this up. It's pretty spicy. Elemental Switch. If you have 2 Elemental Switches and 1 Dawn, you can actually move 3 energy in a single turn to your new active, right? So you can evolve into something like, I don't know, Lugia EX, ramp another basic on your bench, retreat your Ho-Oh, and then use 2 elemental switches, 1 Dawn, give your energy from your energy zone to the new Lugia, and you could start swinging with that. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, to flex. Other than that, there's no real reason to. That's pretty cool. Another card that was absolutely incorrect translations, which is still really funny. Like, no one from the Italian community of Pokemon Pocket was like, yo, who's gonna tell these guys they're absolutely wrong? Special energy, bro? This is a shoe? What are you talking about? Anyway, this is called the Rescue Scarf, and it's kind of a cool ability effect for a tool. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put it into your hand instead of the discard pile. So it's like a way to be like, hey, you didn't find your stage 1, stage 2 yet? Not to worry, here's your basic back. Put it in your hand. Because how many times do I play? The second I lose my basic, the next card we draw is the evolution we were looking for. Every time. And I guess with all that being said, we can go into the legendaries. Lugia EX, beautiful art. You need to play it with Ho-Oh. Like, the issue I have with the Lugia is unless there's another card or maybe there's going to be new Pokemon, maybe Entei, or maybe Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. There's a new one for each of them. And they all have an ability like Magneton that just generates energy for themselves. And then maybe you don't have to run Ho-Oh. Otherwise, you always have to play Ho-Oh with this guy. You have to. This needs Ho-Oh. However, Ho-Oh is him. Ho. He doesn't need anybody, okay? And I'm very excited for this card. But more importantly, I'm super excited about the other cards you could synergize with this. You could play this with a Snorlax deck, or a Quasar EX deck. You could play this with Mythical Islands Mew EX. Or personally, the strategy that I'm probably going to be going for day 1 is running nothing but grass energy on this guy, getting him up to 3, and then playing him with Celebi, ramping this guy with like 9 energies plus 1 grass, flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each heads. I'm bringing Celebi. I mean, it's Johto. It's Johto, guys. What do you want from me? Let me play the game the way I want to play the game. So there you guys have it. These are just thinking about quick theory crafting. We don't have all the cards. We have some of the cards. I think Lyra is really cool, but I think Silver might be better. Silver is literally that card that gives you another almost 50% chance to stay alive and win if you're afraid of one specific supporter, which is really cool. Umbreon EX, move over Sylveon. There's a new sheriff in town and he's super toxic. Like, who thought this was a good idea, bro? I've lost more than 80% of my matches because of Cyrus. But now you're telling me we're giving a Pokemon a free Cyrus. It's crazy, guys. But there you guys have it. Again, let me know in the comments. I want to start this conversation with you guys. I'm super excited. Johto is one of my favorite. It's literally the sequel to the original Pokemon. I'm so hyped, and I know you guys are too. So let me know in the comments. I'm going to read them all. I'm excited. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.